When it's time to place an image in InDesign, there's a procedure that works really well. So right now I have InDesign open right here, and there's not a lot of tools showing right here. So let's just go to Window, and we're going to go to Workspace, and I'm just going to use the typography workspace because that gives us a lot of options that we like to use when we're doing this program. I have a spread open. It's the page 2-3 spread. And I'm going to click on pages to make sure that I'm actually working in the spread and not in a parent page. Remember, a parent page is where you can place things that show up in all the pages uh, of the publication that you're creating. So I want to click on this page right here, and or on this one. If I double click on the right side of the spread, then it'll center the right side of the spread in the screen and vice versa. I'm going to put something right here because a picture that I want to place, I'm going to make a space for it right here. I'm going to actually making a space for it. Another way to say that is I'm going to create a frame for it. So I'm going to come over here to the rectangle frame tool, and I'm going to click and drag right up here at the bleed. That top line is called the bleed. And I'm going to do an image that's a place. This is going to be a placeholder for an image that I may want to put later. I'm also going to do the same thing, except I'm going to use the ellipse frame tool. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to kind of have it be a wide looking one. And I'm not happy with how big that is, so I'm just going to click right here and, oops, let me undo that. I'm going to click on this right here, and I'm going to grab this and move it over so it takes up the whole column. I could make it take up 2 columns like this, and that'd be fine. And I'm going to place the same image here and here. So let's start with this one. I'm going to go to File, and then I'm going to use the Place command. Sorry, right there. Control D is the shortcut. And we're in the InDesign. I'm using this InDesign practice folder, and in the it's in the pictures folder that I put into the page 2-3 spread, and it's a picture that I used for for one of the Photoshop lessons. So I click Open, and it places in right in that frame that I had selected, and you knew this frame was selected because it had the handles on it showing. But look at this, that doesn't quite work. Now, the tool that we used to create this was the rectangle frame tool, and this picture is way bigger than the tool. Now, this is frustrating, it's confusing at first, but it's not that tough to work with. So if I click on this image, you'll notice that the outside of this frame has that blue color. But if I click inside the image right here, then all of a sudden we have this kind of brownish colored, it's a different color than what the frame is. I'm going to go Control minus on my keyboard so I can zoom out and just see how big this image is. This is how big this image is compared to the frame. So I'm going to do something really simple. I'm going to go to Object, and then I'm going to go to Fitting, and I want to fit content proportionally into this image. That means it's not going to stretch it out or anything. I'm going to hit the Control 0 button, hold down Control and press 0, and it takes me to the full view of the page. Now you'll notice that this image right here, the frame here, let me click on the frame part. The frame right here is all the way, is what I selected right here. But then this image in here isn't the same size as the frame. So I want this to fill. I want the image to fill all the way from here to here. So I'm going to click in the middle of this, and you notice once again the image inside the frame is selected. I'm going to grab the edge of this, and then I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and I'm going to drag it. I'm going to hold down the Alt key too, actually, and I'm going to drag it. The Alt key will enlarge it as I'm dragging from the center. And you'll notice that image now fills up that frame. Um, I'm now going to click outside there, and I'm going to click inside it one more time. And now you can see that the frame is selected. I'm going to move this frame down a little bit. And I'm going to make the frame a little taller. And now I'm going to do another fit command. I'm going to go Object, Fitting, Fit Frame. I'm sorry. Yeah, fit frame to content. And then the frame now is the same size as the content. And so if I move one, I'll move the other. So I'm going to just use the arrow key and move that up so it's right up there on that bleed line. But I do have a little gap right here. So I'm going to grab that over, and it's going to lock to that column width. There, that's what I want. I'm going to fit it one more time. I'm going to say fit content frame. There, and it stretched it out a little bit, so it changed the aspect ratio of it. And that's all right. I'm not too upset about that. Now, what would happen if we placed the same image in this ellipse? I'm going to go to File and Place. I'm going to choose the same image, click on it, and since it was selected, it puts it right in there. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to undo, Control Z. I'm going to do this once again, and I hit Escape, without selecting the frame, that ellipse frame. I can go to Place, Control D is a shortcut. I'm going to click on that, click Open, and now since it wasn't selected, it just has that image hang onto the cursor, just kind of be with the cursor. Now I'm going to click inside this frame, and it puts that image inside there. Now I'm going to go to Object, Fitting, and Fit Content to Frame. The content is the image that's inside the frame. And notice how it stretched them all out. That looks kind of funny. So that wasn't a good fit. So I'm going to undo. I'm going to go to Fitting again. I'm going to go Fit Content Proportionally. And now we put it in there. But look at this. We've got this edge right here that doesn't look that great. Well, I'm going to click inside the image. Notice when that hand appears, that's when I can click on that. That shows the image that's in the frame. Now I'm going to grab this side. I'm going to hold the Shift and Alt key down, and I'm going to make it so it fits inside there. And then we can grab the image inside. I'm going to move it down a teeny bit. And then they all fit inside that ellipse. And that looks all right. These are just two options that you have. Let's see, I'm at 8 minutes now on this. So that's using the frame tool, making sure you're on working in the document and not on the parent page, and then placing an image inside a frame, and then adjusting the image using fitting and then just some of the click and drag tools.